Okay. Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you all are safe at home. Okay. Today we are going to learn about computer. Okay. So first I'll start from input, process, output, cycle. Okay. How internally computer works. After that we will go to the lesson. Okay. So first, from where we are typing? From keyboard. From keyboard we are typing. What we can type? Letters, numbers or special characters. Okay. From this, the information goes to the CPU. So CPU is Central Processing Unit. Unit. So in this, how many parts are there? 3 parts. This we learned in 3rd class, isn't it? ALU, memory, CU. Okay. ALU, memory, CU. So after this, the information is displayed on the monitor. Okay. This one. So here keyboard is input device. So from this input device, input data is given. Input data is given. Okay. And that data goes sent to the CPU and it is displayed on the monitor. If any calculations are there, then it is sent to the ALU. Suppose if you want to add 5 plus 4. What we will do? 5 plus 4 we will type from keyboard and it goes to the ALU. ALU means Arithmetic Logic Unit. So in this Arithmetic Logic Unit, the calculations will be done. Okay. So what are the arithmetic operations? Arithmetic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So all these operations are done in Arithmetic Logic Unit. And this result is stored. So here what is the result? 9. It is stored in the memory and it is displayed on the monitor. Okay, this total flow of information is controlled by control unit. Okay, this is the input, output. So input, process, output. Okay. So this is the inside working of computer. Inside the computer works like this. So whatever you type, suppose if you give some name A, this will be stored in memory and it is displayed on the monitor because you don't have anything to calculate on this. Like this we have learned. So what happens inside? In the memory, what happens in the memory, how the data is stored in memory and how it is converted and it is displayed on the monitor, that we will learn now. Okay, what's our lesson? Storage media. So in this we will learn how data is stored. So data is stored in the memory, that we know. So memory is nothing but a device which is connected inside the cabinet or external to the cabinet to store the instructions. Okay. So memory, so these are the devices connected inside or outside, external of the cabinet. We have, computer has 2 types of memories. First one is primary memory. Second is secondary memory. Secondary memory. Okay. Primary memory. This primary memory is temporary and this can be accessed through by CPU directly. So CPU can access this primary memory directly and it is it stores the instructions which are to be worked on that time, and it is a temporary storage device. Okay, temporary storage. Whenever you switch off the computer, whatever stored in this primary memory, that will be lost. Okay, every time it erases and it makes a room to store new information. So that's why primary memory is temporary memory. So in this we have two types of devices. Two types. So first one is RAM, random access memory. Random access memory. So in this RAM, so whatever can be accessed, that can be stored in the RAM, and it is a temporary memory. And so you can write the information and you can read that. Both we can do. You can read the information and you can write that information into the RAM. Okay. Next is ROM. So read only memory. So whatever the data stored in this, that we can read. Only we can read it. You can't erase it and you cannot rewrite on that. Read only memory. Okay. These two are the primary memory devices. RAM, it can be accessed by the CPU directly. It is a temporary storage, and whatever the information you can write in that. That means you can erase and you can write it again. Next one is ROM. ROM is a read-only memory. Whatever the information you write, that you can only read. You cannot make changes to that information. And this ROM is a permanent memory. Okay, permanent memory. So in this primary memory, whenever you switch off the computer, whatever you did, that work will lost. That's why you have to save your work in the permanent memory. That means into the secondary memory. Now we will see what is the secondary memory. Okay. Now we will see what is the secondary memory and what are those secondary memory devices. Secondary memory is nothing but the devices which are connected inside the cabinet or outside of the cabinet through cables. Okay. Second type is secondary memory. Secondary memory. So these are connected to the cabinet from external. Okay. So first one is hard disk. So this hard disk is connected internally to the cabinet or it is connected externally using cables. Okay, its memory is up to 4 terabytes. Next one is CD-ROM. CDs. So in this CD-ROM it has two types. CD recordable, CD rewrite. Read and write. So in these two types you can store the information and it is read only. So here you cannot make any changes. Here in this read and write you can make changes whatever the information is stored in that CD-ROM. Okay. Next one is DVD. So CDs, these will store up to 900 MB. DVD, digital versatile disk. Digital versatile disk. So it is also used to store information and it can store up to 4.7 GB. Next one is Blu-ray. This is also like CD. It can store the information up to 25 GB. Up to 25 GB, it can store the information. Okay. Next, last one is pen drive. So this pen drive is connected to the computer using USB ports. In that USB ports we can connect this pen drive and you can copy the information. You can make changes to it to anywhere. You can copy it to another system and you can make changes to that information. These are the secondary memory devices. So in the primary memory, it has only RAM and ROM. So RAM is temporary storage and CPU can access that directly, and whatever the information it is stored, it won't be remain when the computer switches off. Okay. So next one is a ROM, read-only memory. You can, whatever the instructions are written in that you can read and you cannot make changes to that. It is a permanent memory. So whatever written, even though computer switches off, that time also those instructions will remain in ROM. Okay. In this secondary memory means it is a permanent memory and it can store the instructions or the information permanently. So we have different secondary memory devices. Hard disk. So it can be connected inside the cabinet or through cables it can be connected externally. So up to 4 terabytes it can store. CD-ROM. So CDs you can record it or read and write. DVD, digital versatile disk. It can store up to 4.7 GB. You can store the information. You can store movies, songs, and any particular information you need, that you can store in that. Blu-ray, this is also like the disk CD, and it stores up to 25 GB. So pen drive, using your system USB ports, you can connect this pen drive to the system and you can access the data and you can copy the data. So this is about primary memory and secondary memory. Now we will compare primary memory and secondary memory. Okay, the comparison between primary memory and secondary memory. Secondary memory. Okay. So primary memory, it can be accessed directly from CPU. CPU can access it directly. Here CPU cannot access this. Cannot access it directly. Cannot access it directly. Second one is, it is temporary storage. So whenever new information comes, that time it will clear the RAM and again it stores the new information. Okay. So it is permanent storage. Permanent storage. Third one, if computer switches off, your information will lost in the primary memory. But even though the system switches off, your information in the secondary memory remains same. Why? Because we are saving it into the permanent memory. So here, loss of information. Here we can lose your information. Here no loss. You cannot lose your information. Okay. Next, its memory is 512 MB to 8 GB. Here the storage capacity. Storage capacity is up to 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes. Okay. So like this we will mention the memory. The storage capacity means the memory, how much it can store, that we can mention in bytes, bits or bytes. That we will learn now. Okay. The information is stored in bits and bytes in the computer. Whatever the information you give, that will be converted into zeros and ones. That will be converted into machine language and it is stored in the computer. Again, it converts that zeros and ones to the normal. Whatever you give, that is converted into as it is form and it is displayed on the monitor. Okay. So how to measure the capacity? How to measure that memory storage capacity? That is measured in bits and bytes. So how many bits, how many bytes, we will see now. So bit is a binary digit. Bit is called as binary digit. It is 0 or 1. This is called a bit. Next, nibble. Nibble, collection of 4 bits is called as nibble. Collection of 4 bits. So example 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 like that. That is the collection of 4 bits is called a nibble. Next, byte. Byte is collection of 8 bits. Collection of 8 bits is called as bytes. 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 like that. Only zeros or ones are there in the binary form. The next one. So this memory is measured in bits and bytes. Okay, if you write small v, it indicates bit. If we write capital V, it indicates byte. Okay. Now we'll see how the memory is measured, how the storage capacity is measured. 1 kilobyte. Okay, I'll write it. 1 kilobyte equals to 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte equals to 1024 kilobytes. Capital letter is for byte, small letter is for bit. Okay. Next one. GB, and that means gigabyte. 1 gigabyte equals to 1024 megabytes. Byte here I am telling, not bits. Okay. 1 terabyte. Terabyte equals to 1024 gigabytes, GB. Okay. 1 petabyte. Petabyte equals to 1024 terabytes. TB. Terabytes will be right here. Like this, the storage capacity is measured. Okay, now we will see how this binary conversion happens. That means from keyboard it will take into the CPU. That means that is converted into binary form and it is converted again. So I will show you from keyboard. Okay, keyboard to information. It is going to CPU. That means it is converted into zeros and ones. It is converted and it goes to the CPU. Again here, suppose some character is given, that is converted into zeros and ones, and again while displaying on the monitor, this 0 and 1 again converted into characters. Okay, keyboard to CPU and to monitor. So we know that in CPU it has memory. So it is stored, converted into zeros and ones. It is stored again while displaying on the monitor. Again these zeros and ones are converted to the characters and those are displayed on the monitor. Okay. Now we will see how the characters or numbers are converted into binary decimal number to binary. Okay, decimal to binary. Okay, how to convert it, that we will learn now. Suppose example I will give 12 base 10. That means to indicate it is decimal number. So how to convert it, I will show you. 12. So you have to divide it 2 because it is binary form, only 0 or 1. For that we have to divide it by 2. 2 6 are 0. Again with the 2 only 2 we have to use. 2 3s are 6. Again 0 remainder. 2 1s are 2. 1 remainder. So this is quotient we have to write here and remainder we have to write this side. Okay. Again from here to up. From down to up we have to write the numbers. 1 1 0 0. Base 2. 2 means that is binary number. That's why we have to write it base 2. Okay. From decimal to binary. Again from binary to decimal. Suppose this is from keyboard. From keyboard it is given and it is converted into binary digit. Okay. Binary digit. Again from binary digit to decimal we have to convert to display on the monitor. Okay. So I will show you now. 1 1 0 0. You don't convert anything, for your understanding I am telling this will happen in the system. Okay. That how it is happening, that I am explaining. Okay. 240 241 2 square 2 cube. Okay. 2 cube means 2 into 2 into 2 plus 2 square means 2 into 2 plus 2 power 1, that means 2 into 1 plus 2 power 0 equals to 1. Any number to the power of 0 equals to 1. And this one is into 1. This also into 1. Because 1 is in this place and it is into 0 plus 1 into 0. Any number to the power of 0 equals to 1. Okay. 8 plus 4 plus here 0 plus 0. So 12. 12 is displayed or not? Base 10. Decimal. Like this we have to convert decimal to binary. Again binary to decimal. It is converted in the memory and those values are stored and it is displayed on the monitor. Like this the conversions will be done. Okay. So for characters, you can ask me that we are typing characters from keyboard. That time what happens? Those characters also they are converted into binary code. Okay. For that also we have that hexadecimal code for each and every letter. So A to F we have that. Those all you don't need, I think. Just you should know how it is converted. Okay. There is decimal number to binary and binary to decimal. From keyboard to in the memory and after that from memory to monitor. Okay. Like this the numbers are converted from decimal to binary and again binary to decimal and those are stored in the memory. Why? Because computer remembers only binary numbers, machine language. It knows only machine language. That's why everything is converted into zeros and ones. It is stored and again it is converted and it is displayed in the as it is form. Okay children. So all these I will show you in the video. So those devices, secondary memory devices and primary memory devices, I will show you, and so that you can remember very well. Okay, good morning children. Today we are going to learn about memory devices. Memory means storage devices. We know that in CPU it has ALU, memory, CU. Okay, in that memory is one storage. And we are going to learn about different types of memory devices. Okay, first we will see. First one is primary memory devices. In memory, we know that it has two memories, primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is temporary and secondary memory is permanent one. Okay, first primary memory devices. RAM, random access memory. So RAM is one type. In this you can make changes. You can store the information and you can make changes to that information. Whatever you type first, that will be stored in RAM. Next, read-only memory. In this we can store the information, we can write the information, but it is read-only. After that you cannot make changes to the information whatever you stored. Secondary memory devices. Secondary memory devices or auxiliary memory devices, we can call it. These are the permanent memories. It's a hard disk. So in CPU, it is a must and you should have hard disk. Okay, in this only whatever the information you want to store, it will be stored in hard disk. Digital versatile disk, DVDs. So for some music, movies, songs, all those we can store in digital versatile disk. So Blu-ray disc, this is also one secondary storage device. Also it is a permanent storage device. You can store more than 25 GB in this Blu-ray disc. Pen drive, you can carry this to anywhere. So if you store some information in this and you can take it to another system or anywhere, and you can copy it to another system. So you can copy from one system and you can use in another system using this pen drive. CD-ROM. So in this also we can store information. It is read-only memory. You cannot make changes to the data which is stored in CD-ROM. Floppy disk. Nowadays floppy disks are not used. This is also a storage device. You can store information in this. Thanks for watching.